Super Mario 64 was programmed mostly in the C programming language, but we do not have access to the original source code. However, the Super Mario 64 Decompilation project converts the game from its raw form back into C, giving us essentially something similar to what Nintendo originally wrote, but without programmer comments. Thus, as part of the Decompilation project, a lot of work was put into documenting the code. GameShark codes work by modifying the game's RAM, from simple things like setting Mario's health to always full, or more complex things like displaying scrolling messages, as seen in the many codes I've created. In the past, I made codes by looking at the game's RAM, using cheat code cartridge or emulator. Fortunately, the Decompilation project makes that approach much easier, as we shall see in this simple example. Recently, I was requested to make a GameShark code for the NTSC USA version of Super Mario 64 that would prevent Mario from performing triple jumps. I'll take you through the steps I used using the Decompilation and Project 64. So I searched for triple jump in the Super Mario 64 master folder of the downloaded Decompilation, and it came up with a number of results, but I guess that Mario.c was a good bet. Opening up the file, I searched for triple jump and found within the set jump from landing function and the following code snippet. We can see that the game is checking Mario's previous action, and if he's landing from a double jump, act double jump land, there is a check to see if Mario has the wing cap. If not, it will see if Mario's velocity is more than 20. If that is the case, then Mario will do a triple jump. If not, he will do a normal jump. How do we find the equivalent code in RAM while the game is running? First, let's find act triple jump's value by searching for act triple jump in Super Mario 64 Master. An educated guess would be to pick SM64.h from the results. Looking in SM64.h, we can see where act triple jump is defined. Fortunately, 01000882 is a unique value, so we can search the game's RAM for the value, but we will search for the lowest 16 bits, 0882, since the assembly language instruction likely will load the 32-bit value as two 16-bit values, and searching for 0882 will likely return less results than 0100. So let's do a 16-bit hex value search in Project 64 for 0882, which gives a decent number of results. We could try each result, but from experience we know that code tends to be higher up in memory, but not as high as say the last result, 8038B1B2, which is unlikely to be code. So we should try the previous result, 802643B2, but -2 so we get to start the instruction. Put in 802643B0 in the commands window and then backing up to address 802643AC. We can see that 0100 is loaded and combined with 0882, which is the value of act triple jump. We can see a function called gel, and we would assume registers A0, A1 and A2 are the input parameters, reflecting what we see in the decompilation. Since we want to stop Mario triple jumping, we need to always jump to set Mario action, but passing act jump as a parameter. If we look at the code, we can see that it checks if Mario's velocity is greater than 20 to decide whether Mario does a normal or triple jump. Thus, we could modify the code so the condition isn't checked. Instead, it goes straight to the function call so that Mario does a normal jump. If we move further back in the game's memory to address 80264390, we come across an instruction which loads the value 41A00000 into register AT. The value is significant because it is the hex representation of the floating point value 20.0. I'll show you this by using the online converter. So one way we can patch the game to not triple jump is to alter the check for 20.0 so that it always jumps to the normal jump. The conditional jump in question is at 802643A4, which I show here compared to decompilation. In memory, the branch instruction at 802643A4 is represented by the value 450000A, which we can change to the value 10000000A, which becomes a branch always instruction to address 802643D0, which skips the triple jump. If you ever want to know the value for an instruction, you can use a MIPS assembler. Now we've made the modification, this is what the C code essentially would look like along with the assembly. If we then test having done the mod, we will see that Mario no longer triple jumps. The mod can easily be made into a GameShark code, which simply stores a hex value 10 to address 80264384, replacing the 45 that was there. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was useful and not too complicated. Feel free to ask any questions or suggest how the video can be improved or point out any errors I've made. Take care, see you soon.